"Move, Ranger," the officer bellowed. The dog surged forward toward the elderly man, but mere inches from contact, he halted, sat calmly, and refused to budge. Few people noticed the old man who roamed the town square of Riverside, Kansas. His name was Leonard Harris, a retired postal worker in his late 70s. He walked with a subtle limp, always clad in the same worn green jacket, its edges frayed from years of wear. Most townsfolk assumed he was just another solitary figure, idling on vacant benches, tossing bread crumbs to birds. But what they didn't know was that Leonard Harris had once been an Army canine handler in 1972. Stationed abroad, he had worked alongside a German shepherd named Major. Together, they patrolled roads, secured buildings, and survived ambushes, until a landmine claimed Major's life and left Leonard Harris forever changed. He was discharged soon after. Since then, he never owned another dog. Some losses, he once confided to a stranger, never fade. They just stay with you. One crisp Thursday morning, Leonard Harris stopped by the park as usual. The air carried the scent of freshly cut grass and autumn leaves. He settled on a bench near the playground, watching children laugh and play. Their joy brought him solace, even if he rarely spoke to anyone. But this time, something went awry. A wary shopkeeper had phoned the police, reporting a suspicious man lingering near children. Within minutes, 2 patrol cars arrived. One officer approached cautiously, while the other stayed back with a German shepherd named Ranger, a sleek, powerful canine trained for precision and obedience. "Sir, move away from the playground," the officer shouted. Raymond, hard of hearing, didn't catch the command. He raised a hand to his ear, puzzled, and took a small step forward. The younger officer misread the gesture. "Canine unit, engage." Ranger charged. The crowd froze. A child dropped a toy. Leonard Harris barely had time to process before the dog reached him, and then, nothing. Ranger stopped just inches away. His body tensed, then relaxed. Instead of attacking, he sat quietly at the old man's feet. For a long moment, no one stirred. Ranger leaned forward, gently nudging his nose into Raymond's hand. The old man blinked, stunned, his eyes brimming with tears. "Major," he whispered. He knew it couldn't be true, but something about Ranger, his posture, his gaze, the steady warmth of his presence, felt achingly familiar. The officer tried again. "Ranger, return." But the dog ignored the command, pressing closer to Raymond, resting his head against the man's leg as if to say, "I recognize you. You're safe now." Onlookers watched in astonishment. Phones emerged, and one bystander recorded the entire scene, a trained attack dog defying orders to comfort an elderly man in the park. Leonard Harris sat down slowly, his hands trembling as they stroked Ranger's back. "It's been so long," he murmured. "But you remembered me, didn't you?" Later, the officers apologized. The one who issued the command was baffled. "Ranger has never disobeyed before," he repeated. "Not once." 3 days later, the Riverside Police Department reached out. Ranger was set to retire from service within the year. Given the connection they'd observed, they asked Leonard Harris if he would consider adopting him when the time came. Leonard Harris didn't hesitate to respond. When spring arrived, the town square looked different. Leonard Harris still wore his faded green jacket, but now he walked with a steadier stride. By his side trotted Ranger, no longer a working officer but a loyal companion. They were simply 2 old souls who had found each other again, somehow. Sometimes, the one trained to follow orders listens instead to the call of his heart.